With the loss of an arsenal bird followed by the destruction of their ballistic missile base, Erussia is running out of ways to counter. This is a great opportunity for the Osean army to bolster our power to eventually take down the Erusian capital of Farbanti. The special long-range strategy is entering its final phase. Our objective is to attack and capture the Erusian Air Force Base in Cape Rainy in northern Erusia. This important base is at the forefront of our strategy to establish control of Farbanti. Under the cover of night, our plan is that all squadrons will invade from the valley to the south and mount an air assault on the area. The enemy's observation field has eyes on the skies above the valley, so your altitude will need to be restricted. If you go over a certain altitude, the enemy could spot you, ending the mission in failure. Keep that in mind. Once you arrive, you are to take out the enemy's air defense forces as soon as possible and prepare for the support squadrons. When the air defense forces are neutralized, the helicopter squadron should arrive carrying Marines. The plan is to take control of the base. Getting through the valley is only half the job.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Beginning nighttime aerial refueling process. Be careful of reduced visibility. 1,500 meters to tanker. Bank left. Too fast. Lower airspeed. Refueling aborted. Go around and prepare to re-engage. 100. 500 meters. You have permission to access the refueling tanker. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger. Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Caution.
Strider, Aslan's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. We can secure the LZ quickly.
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Never was good at jokes. Okay, falling wind. Good luck.
Caution.
Understood.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Strider 1,
Pull
you've
up.
passed through waypoint 2.
Caution.
The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Spotted enemy aircraft in the valley headed for the base.
We've been detected. We've lost the element of surprise. Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Strider, Dazzler's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
Caution.
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Caution.
Never was good at jokes. Okay, follow you in.
Caution.
Good luck.
Understood.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution.
Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2.
Caution.
The
Pull up.
valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
Spotted enemy aircraft in the valley headed for the base.
We've been detected. We've lost the element of surprise. Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out.
Caution. Pull up. Pull up.
Keep altitude below 600 meters.
Caution.
Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Caution. Pull up.
Stay out of their sight.
Caution. Caution.
Strider,
Pull up.
Dazzler's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Caution. Pull up. Pull
Everyone
up.
here's already signed their wills.
Caution.
That ain't funny.
Never was good at jokes. Okay, follow you in. Good luck.
Caution.
Understood.
passed through waypoint 2. The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Caution.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Caution.
Watch yourselves out there. We're going to need all of you in Farbanti. Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself. The best thing about Strider Squadron is our leader keeps his mouth shut.
Caution. Pull up. 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 Caution. Caution. Pull up.
Watch your speed.
Caution.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base, imposing radio silence.
Caution.
We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. 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 Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up.
You just passed through waypoint 4. Radio silence has been lifted. You're almost at the base.
We made it. That was quite the roller coaster ride.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give them a beating. Locked on!
Missile away. Strider 1, warship sunk.
Enemy star attacking! Where the hell did they come from? Fire on the searchlight! I can't see where the enemies are coming from!
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. I guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Missile.
This is Master Squad. Arrived in the air. Landing down.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present and large numbers of ground forces arrive, mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Missile.
Be quick. Gotta move on time. Means three.
Missile.
James, haven't got it any better.
Missile.
Strider 3 launching missile. Locked on. Go down.
Missile. Missile.
Broadcaster, hostiles are still near the LZ. Can't make a approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them?
I can take it.
Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies at the LZ.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
Target eliminated.
Strider 1 down to hostile.
We need you to immediately destroy anything that'll jeopardize the landing. Target acquired.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
The timing couldn't be worse. This puts our delivery staff in danger.
Missile. Stall warning.
Missile fired. Evading.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
This is Basilisk 1. Landing now.
Pull up.
Trust your allies and keep moving. This base is ours for the taking. Wait for the base, Commander. What are you waiting for? That's the last of our NVIDIA taken. They've all been taken out.
Okay, that takes care of all the SAM sites.
We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Copy that. Send some your way.
Pizza guy's in trouble. Let's help him out.
Missile.
It's all right. Those two Ozian big shots will take care of him for us.
Strider Squadron, move quickly, or we'll lose the element of surprise.
Air support is on its way.
Vehicle eliminated. Strider 1, missile launched. Target eliminated. Great work.
Okay, that attack just took out the enemies on the front line. The way ahead is cleared up. You have our thanks.
Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
Stall warning.
Confirmed at least one leader. It's the one with the 3 scratches. Enemy behind you. Heads up. Escaping rock. Breaking away.
Emergency! See the enemy reinforcements? They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support.
The bandit is still on your back.
Missile.
Enemy missile inbound. Evading.
We still got 3 enemy fighters left. It's not over yet.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Everybody stay cool. Reform the ranks. Broadcaster, requesting close air support.
Missile. Missile.
Strider Squadron, enemy reinforcements. Get some goddamn support there now.
Enemy numbers are small. Don't give in. Fight until the very end.
2 remaining.
This is 2-2. We're stuck. We won't be able to capture the base at this rate.
Missile.
Keep your heads down. 3 strikes will take care of the enemy.
One last enemy fighter.
Trigger, missile inbound.
Missile. Missile.
This is nothing compared to what we faced in the last mission.
Missile.
Lock on! That takes care of that. Nice work. We did it. That's the last of them. We've achieved air superiority.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Pull up.
Vehicle eliminated.
That's it. If we take out those two, we can force our way inside the facility.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Pushing the enemy on their heels.
Okay, start running on the count of 3. Great. I get to finally send my boys in to ring the doorbell. There's still quite a few enemies holed up in there. However, we can't afford to wait any longer. Begin the assault. If anyone resists, kill them. Contact! 2 o'clock! Go! Go! Fire!
Come on, tear down that barricade.
How'd it go? This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
Glad the pizza was on time.
Roger that, Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
All prisoners of war will be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wills.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. We'll do the flight control.
Roger that.
Strider 1, this is Basilisk. The runway is clear. You have permission to land. The party is on as soon as you get here. Reduce your speed. 3,000 meters to the runway. Turn right. You are right on course. Maintain current heading. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. Right on the money, Strider 1. Strider 1 has landed. Let's go and greet him.
Strider 1, you have passed.
Excellent work on the night raid. Submarines have arrived from the Ocean mainland and are refueling. This base will serve as a frontline platform for our mission to take Farbanti. We're almost at the end of this operation.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were as sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, he was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Erusia hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusia into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all of you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, and go back in one piece.
Strider 1, return lines to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Counter's back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's gonna be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. No, it's real funny.
Attack missed.
An enemy is behind you!
Target was not struck.
Strider 1, hostile has a lock.
On my enemy's tail. This is Ram 7, evading enemy missile.
On my target's back. Time to punch through.
Locked on bandit. Attacking. Enemy on your ass.
Gotcha, pal.
Strider 1, the men below you are to secure the Silver Bridge, but they can't break enemy lines. We have aircraft in addition to you, but our numbers are less than ideal.
Strike to the sky. Too bad for those guys.
We need more air support. We can't hold the bridge much longer without it.
Say goodbye.
I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go. We've got flies bumping around our heads. Don't take your eyes off them.
Box 2! Box 2!
They decided. Stay sharp.
Bandit behind you, caution.
Target acquired.
Call reinforcements! Damn it! Should have known it sooner!
Why didn't that hit?
Strider 2, Box 2.
Target's in machine gun range.
It's from you! We have to retreat! Ellen, shut down!
Lock on, you're mine.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are hitting from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Trigger, infantry in the area. Cyclops will take care of the boat.
Roger. I'm gonna open this guy up.
Bandit in my sight. Breaking away. Missile closing on me.
Box 2! Infantry got a lot of confidence.
Missile launched.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Show the enemy what kind of surprise we've got waiting for him.
Missile.
Box 2.
Missile.
Breaking. I need to evade.
Missile. Missile.
You've got the touch!
Missile.
The enemy is desperately trying to stop our advance. This is going to be tougher than we thought.
Okay, Trigger. The submerged area is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Let's go. Ushin.
Roger. Missile.
Keep sending the enemy forces to their watery graves.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Those aircraft getting orders to it. If there are enemy fighters, the ship is as good as sunk.
3, Fox 2.
Missile.
Missile, brake hard.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Show the enemy so far, you guys. Keep firing.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Target is hit.
Missile. Missile.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
Attack hit. Bandit is still alive.
Bandit on your 6.
Attack missed.
LRS-15, looks like luck is on our side. Three strikes is overhead. Lady Luck's now on our side.
Everyone's requesting backup. It'll take forever to get here.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Thanks to our air support, victory is within seconds. Let's turn the remaining enemies into shark bait.
Steer clear of the sunken Allied ships. Just how many did we lose? Damn it, 3 shots. Back it.
We're pinned down.
Fox 2.
Hostile vessel destroyed.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile. Missile.
Breaking out of lock.
Target in gun range.
We need to reform our ranks. Now, support teams, open fire.
Enemy has a lock on you, Strider 1.
Missile. Missile.
Evading missile.
I thought it would be easier to survive the battle.
Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
Ammunition 0. Missile.
Strider 1, missile.
Missile. Ammunition 0.
Pressure. We're almost there. We've just about broken through the enemy's defenses.
Don't let them through! They're relentless.
Let me slide in on that tail.
Maintain course if you want to go back to resupply.
Strider 1, this is control. Strider 1, this is control. Our tank commander's down! That area's all yours, Strider. We'll back up one squadron at the Silver Bridge. Dodge that missile! Evading!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
Missile.
Vehicle eliminated.
Missile. Missile.
You got a radar lock on you.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile. Missile.
This is the Stork. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet.
The comms are full of requests for help from friendlies. Our occupation of Farbanti could be in jeopardy now.
Missile inbound! Evade!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Locked on bandit.
Missile. Missile.
Hostile at lock.
Missile.
Anti-air gun eliminated.
This is turning into an absolute nightmare. There's no end. Spiders were equalized. Marshal, resolve. Two behind you.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Attack this.
Caution.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
5 minutes remaining.
Break through the enemy lines and make your way to the headquarters. Roger. Mark will be secured. You'll see a big shot clear the way.
I know the feeling.
Fox 2.
Eyeball is Tucker 2-4. Requesting fire for range. Coordinates 2294 5002. Target is enemy MDC formation. Fire for effect with your strongest round.
Vehicle eliminated. We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Copy.
Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down and move on to the next.
Half our forces are neutralized. HQ, we're falling back. We don't stand a chance against their air support. Hold your ground.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Rocketing is complete. Fire for effect. Roger. Same firing data. Azimuth 2870, elevation 237. Prepare to volley. Fire.
Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They mostly fall into the enemy's air support.
Phase 1. Carbunti reconstruction parts is under our control. Now, on to the enemy headquarters. Hey, those are our planes. Give them away. And impact. Tucker 2-4. You'll easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support.
Enemy ranks are crumbling. Attack the right flank. This is our chance. Say goodbye. Fall back 900 yards. 3 strikes is here.
Remaining.
Our allies aren't advancing as we hoped. This isn't good. Trigger!
Hit the areas where the enemy forces are thickest.
How come we're the only ones losing tanks up there? Where's our air support? The tide of the entire battle changed once that plane showed up. Fox 2! Fox 2, Fox 2!
Missile.
Cyclops 2, missile inbound!
Missile.
Locked on.
Missile.
They aren't as good as the ones on Silver Bridge.
If these guys really fight a battle before this, they just keep coming.
Attack missed!
Fox 2! Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Erusian army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through.
Understood.
Understood.
All right.
Understood.
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 2 minutes remaining. Strider 1, locked on target.
Commanded acquired. Vital 5. Fox 2. This is Rango 5. Evading this.
Cyclops 2, Fox 2. Locked on bandit.
The attacks just keep coming.
I'm on my target's tail.
broadcaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us.
You're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. Rex.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either. This should prove to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. Strider 1, enemy is locked on.
Damn. This flag just fly like champions.
Missile did not connect.
I'm on my target's tail.
Cyclones forward. Dodge that attack.
Box 2, Box 2.
Locked on bandit.
Wow, you sure he's human?
This one's got skills. We dodged it. Enemy has a lock on me.
Let me slide in on that tail.
Target acquired.
Don't go at him alone. Triple more on each target.
The enemy's got a lock.
Select them on tails.
You've got a radar lock on you.
I have a lock. Can I make it? Don't get too far ahead. Box 2. Pilots, don't let yourselves be distracted by focusing on the leader. Locked on. Shaking bandit.
Red ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
As good as a rule says. That teamwork is somewhat lacking.
In gun range.
Attack missed.
Cyclops 3
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No. Who are these guys?
Fox 2. Bandit fired missile. Even the escorts are seasoned. I'm on to 6.
Cyclops 3. I'm in it. I gotta eject.
Strider 1, take him out one by one. Cyclops 3 has bailed out safely. Don't worry, he's gonna make it. Listen, Trigger, real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X.
What?
Alright, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride.
Target is hit.
Nice, mine. Give him one more. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Wait for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger, but my boys won't let you have it.
Target locked.
like the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
Missile.
Bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing!
I'll keep him on me.
Just a missile!
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops 1 is down.
Eject already, Wiseman! I'm sorry, Count. This plane exploded. Wiseman, stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. That's impossible. Do it. Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go, Count.
I got a stubborn one on my ass.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get in close to them.
Continue the operation. Bring down Mr. X. Good lord. All we can do is rely on our best pilot now.
Shit. This guy's too tough. Enemy on your back.
I don't think I can take him on.
Missile. Missile.
Evaded.
Target locked.
Target acquired.
Missile.
You're
Missile.
holding your own out there.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile. Missile.
Damn, I can't seem to find an opening.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
See where your plane is headed. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck.
Can Trigger handle this solo? Target locked.
Target was not struck.
Missile. Missile.
Damn. I want to go to Trigger's aid, but I can't keep up.
Scratch the last escort.
We need to be extra careful if we want to split up the 2 meters. Eject while you can still talk.
Missile away. Missile hit.
Good job.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn it.
glitching out.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. Watch out.
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
Stall warning.
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Farbanti's now under Ocean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
Try something I'll never get used to. But tonight it's been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
Missile. Missile.
You guys have opened the trial before, leading our country even further into ruin.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Target hit. Target destroyed. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
It is not machines that make the decisions anymore. It's people. Understand that.
confirmed destroyed.
Want us to wait and see if they're friendly?
Hostile has a lock.
It's Erusian.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. Move us for our way home.
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
Lock on, you're mine.
It's Erusian military.
Wait. The General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General LaFarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Continuing attack. What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times. There's a vehicle up ahead. He's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
Gun range. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone. Enemy has a lock on you.
Bandit has a lock.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
Here comes a traitor, LaFarge.
This is a wide net they cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they?
LaFarge in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
Friendly hello in front. I'm a patriot and my duty is calling. Nice work, Leos 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot.
Strider 1, missile away. Anti-air gun eliminated.
Which faction is the head of our organization? We need to know at once.
Turn right. No, wait, that goes into the ocean. I can't shake the enemies on my tail.
Target is in range of guns.
Maintain speed. We'll be able to break through that shutter. General, do you mind keeping it down for a minute? Bite your tongue.
What point is there in liberty? It's best that you leave this country. Bandit acquired. Firing.
We're almost at landfill number 7. make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous in Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Best for our country.
Of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Strider 1, AA gun destroyed.
Scratching the material. Yeah, those guys are part of Erusia's people unit.
I'm hit! Get this guy off my back!
There's some fire on that vehicle.
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped.
Caution! Enemy has a lock!
Fox 2. Target destroyed.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 199er Delta Lima.
It's Erusian! Shoot it down!
Trigger, that one's Ocean. Do not attack before target identification is complete. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Nowhere is safe.
Terminal's fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit?
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Did you hear me? That was friendly fire!
You cannot fire on a target until it's ID'd. Don't let it happen again.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
Taking fire! Take care of them! The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. This isn't good.
Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks. The General is speaking with the commander.
Fire with the Ocean aircraft. General's orders.
Listen up. From here on out, all aircraft are prohibited from taking off. Unknown aircraft approaching.
We're taking fire from vehicles blocking our path.
Ocean forces at landfill number 4. You're firing on our VIP. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood.
Thanks for the help. I don't think we could have survived a few more shots like that.
Strider 1, break!
You have no choice! Fire!
Strider 1, AA gun destroyed. The General's vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
We're taking fire! We can't hold off! We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time.
We're unidentified aircraft in the drones.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. Sports American technology that just IFF designations for what was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters. And then to assassinate Harling and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, American technology only brought chaos to the world.
Our chief of orders is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, Trigger.
Those guys shooting up there, aren't they both Oceans?
Strider 1, tunnel destroyed. Fox 2.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
Take it off! Get out of there! Even in a time of war, it was a mistake to create something like a beam unit.
So?
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
It's Erusian military.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Target is eliminated.
Critical escort objective destroyed. Mission failed. Abort mission.
Strider 1 is down.
You heard the call.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Nice. Glad to see the USG is attacking the radicals. Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster. Prepare to fire on a moment's notice.
Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups.
Our squadron serves General Lamar that we're acting based on our patriotic duty.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Gladly wait. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous, in the rear of the others. Understood.
The next half hour.
The radicals truly believe boosted drug productions will make up for our losses. They shouldn't be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly.
How'd you last long, Caster? We've been briefed and we're here to help.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Strider 3 launching missile. Who do we turn to in this darkest hour?
to show us the way. This is the Erosion News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited.
Trigger, what the hell are you doing?
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
Stall warning.
I repeat, this
Stall
craft is
warning.
carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Vulcan technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknowns attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erosion fighters. What the hell's going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's those Ocean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
Mine. No good. Shit. Behind the enemy.
They're in my way.
In gun range.
That only stretched me out. Continuing with combat.
Bandit destroyed. Well done. Strider 2, Fox 2.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean Craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco, understood.
Wilco.
Missile.
Can't afford the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why do something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
Something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Our drones headed this way. No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired. Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile. Missile.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
Behind the enemy.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Watch 2.
Missile.
5 bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need. Functional. There has to be a time when it should not function.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile.
4 bandits left.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Missile inbound. Drinking.
Missile away.
Missile.
3 bandits to go.
Missile. Stall warning.
In gun range.
Stall warning.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Two bandits left. Show them what you got.
Missile. Missile.
One bandit to go.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. The General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to send... I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there's no one left to protect me. I'm so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness." Just what did you see here? The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and I shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness."
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Farbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to do.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Lancaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
We're under attack!
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety. Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side.
Target destroyed. Strider 1, missile launched.
Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
They go off lack of contact with superiors to do whatever they want. Don't let them in. Send them away.
There's more over here. The body you get civilians. I don't think we're part of the fight. Yeah, they're all lined up. No, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here. Really don't want to think about it. Damn those Russian bastards. He's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence. The enemy will shoot us in the back.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is a munitions depot. It's highly combustible. Let's go by and detonate the other second.
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Just have a photograph. We'll head back to APC. Give us another 30 minutes. Ambush! Stay calm! Them say they want to show us the proper area. Right now.
Fox 2. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
We just need to buy some time. Holding the bay until Operation Feeding time. Move them away from the mass driver.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Target is in machine gun range.
We can just defend the mass driver today. Our army can turn this thing around.
Go with us! The enemy has the there!
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind. Missile away.
We only need an hour tops. We have the advantage. Get the enemy down.
Hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks! I count 12 dead bodies here. We're in with the upper middle class. The spaceport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they're involved in cell.
up the speed with your search. The faster you find them, the more people we can save.
Our guys just got the enemy air support. What do we do now? Keep them in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good. Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Missile. Missile. Ammunition zero.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Commence Operation No Return. These are unguided. Stay on course.
Visual.
Like an eagle.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile.
Identification complete.
Missile.
It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Missile.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all. Strider 3 launching missile.
If you're a Reaper, remember the faces of those who pushed for war.
Missile.
Launch control. Flight leader.
Enemy on your back.
Launch control. The enemy is close in. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Anytime. Launch control. Roger that.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
This is Graham 7. Attack failed.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
This is Graham 2. Locked on target.
Missile. 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 Ammunition zero. Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now. Target acquired. Strider 1, missile launched. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away. Intercept those bombers.
I've been spiked.
Target was not struck.
Enemy on your back.
Graham 2. On my target tail.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
Our bombers are destroyed.
Our only allies losing rebel posts. Don't mistake them for rebels.
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something! Thanks, but will we make it in time?
A landing ship is waiting for you.
Right, we leave the wounded. This will guarantee us a one-way ticket to hell. Pretty sure we're there already.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Strider 1, missile launched.
Echo 13. 2 tanks left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo.
I don't need you to beat. Just delay their advance. Got it?
Missile.
2.
If you lose your legs, then crawl. You can surrender when you lose your hands.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Strider 1 is into the clouds.
Locked on.
Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Lancaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
Hey you, dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by a Russian tank right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? Call me the Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help those refugees.
Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13. All hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I'm thinking about how I do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she?
Look, Kipster. It's taking this to the enemy's doorstep. Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Trigger has destroyed the target.
Missile away.
Why do they think that's wrong? Because everyone knows it. No other reason.
I have a solid block. Not bad at all, Trigger. Hurry. Get moving.
Good job! The enemy tank sent to them. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
They're not refugees. They're criminals.
Roger that. Make them stop singing!
Damn it.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile. Hold on. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Fox 2.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile.
Why do they think that's wrong? Because everyone knows it. No other reason.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile.
Hurry. Get moving.
Missile.
Not bad at all, Trigger.
They're not refugees. They're criminals.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile.
Target is in machine gun range. Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile. Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Hurry! Get moving!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Broadcaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Missile.
Usually pretty good at playing tag.
Missile.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
Which one first?
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger.
Supply ship's in the clouds.
Can't find it.
That's a confirmed direct hit by the missile. Keep it up. Bring down those supply ships.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. We've recalculated the remaining time.
They're faster than I expected. Not bad at all, Trigger.
Got their backs to us. Now I'm looking for them.
90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them.
If we're too close, we'll get caught up in the explosion.
Missile. Missile.
60 seconds remain.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Alright, let's move in behind them and take them down.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress. Can't say I blame him. Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Farbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. While we can't use all our aircraft to attack, the transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Are anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
Strider 1, APC destroyed.
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What is he talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused. I know.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Locked on.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Strider 3, launching missile.
We're all out of ammo! Don't give up! We're not going to lose our country again!
Pull up. Caution.
Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%! Why are they attacking this base?
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslage, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate. Not bad at all, Trigger.
They have more aircraft! More planes incoming! Fire more missiles!
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Missile hit.
Don't stop the car! It'll make us an easier target! They're bombing us! We're unable to use the SAMs! Help me!
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit. I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
They're here already. They've been paid for what's under these skies. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone building. Take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head if you hear jet engines. That warehouse is filled with ammunition.
I've been spiked.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Come, we keep missing.
Tank destroyed.
All of our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are gone.
Target acquired. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Break it! I'm hit!
Locked on.
Everything's on fire! We've lost
town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Our air defense capabilities are compromised. AA destroyed! We're setting ducks! Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Keep the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shirashi airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you talking so tough after losing one of the leaders at Labanti. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Missile hit.
Target locked.
All these guys are pretty accomplished fighter pilots.
Strutter 1, missile launched.
Behind the enemy.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
I should have left just like we told them to. I'm out! Ejecting! I hope he's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Wilco. Righto. These guys expect us to surrender? I'll kill them myself.
Locked on.
Punch 2. Don't underestimate them just because Mr. X isn't here.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Rail's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. As expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicate it to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Mihai. Muscle Squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
90%.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. No good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get playing. Rest. Whatever slips through us.
Weapons.
Welcome. That just cost us our lives.
Strata 1, target acquired. Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack. Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also planning alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces.
Hey, look. It's like the sky pressure like right on carefully. The experimental unit probably made themselves a new toy. Someone to guide us. Wait, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with Nai taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong with the blue. They have no place in the cosmos or the skies. And they're what the most legit Air Force should be fighting against. This weapon is not enough to take down Green Trace. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've failed every last one of them.
Internet is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Not bad.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me, pilot with the 3 strikes? This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the XO-2 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory had been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now, they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusia? My grandfather had only one wish: to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusia after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder.
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air to the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let them damage more! Show them what the Erusian, no, what fighter pilots are made of!
Thanks. I owe you.
No sweat.
Get into formation. We have the numbers.
LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them.
That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone still in it as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Ocean Army Southern Command. Wait, you forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal Bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal Bird in unison. Roger.
Right. What's he doing speaking on an open channel? The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the coalition as well.
This is Skull Squadron and Rigel Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Lancaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is C2. The public of Boston are also moving to rendezvous. So the one squadron, though. It's Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every bird we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations. They have manned aircraft with UAVs working well. All this just to keep a war going. The UAVs were sluggish when the leader went down. I thought as much. Drones without leaders are slow as hell. The biggest hole on their slave boat.
Drone leadership right verified. How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually. Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I know who we are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
On our side? That's the best we've done in a long time. Three strikes? Never again. Picked up a slave crack.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too. You can bet on it. We need something or someone to guide us.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that.
Shot down.
Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon? The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. Many people know this, but the space elevator is the world's tallest transmission tower. In theory, its radio waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked up signal in order to reach out to you.
If you're too focused on controlling a UAV, lose track of what's going on around you.
Locked on.
Fox 2.
The communications infrastructure down. This broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real live princess. Hey, Cosette, say hello to everyone.
Safe over here. We've taken away all their guns.
Yes! Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood.
I have a visual on 3 strikes. Look out for 3 strikes. Do not shoot him now. How did we become part of this experiment? Fox 2! Come back, you snake! Breaking out of lock! I heard 3 strikes already here. Enemy missile cruising! Breaking! Fire at will!
They evaded it.
launch from the arsenal bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area.
Missile. Missile.
10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact.
How many got caught in that explosion?
Broadcaster, we have more incoming.
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system, but we've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you? Get back here! As you all saw, we have a problem. The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time. Stupid woman.
Missile launch from the arsenal bird. Shit, airburst type. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
Don't fly so close together. My wheels are stuck. I'm bailing out.
I said we were going to take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions in the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until its safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
I get it. What a party.
I was gonna do it myself. You dumbass.
Helios launched from the arsenal bird.
Call warning.
5 seconds. 3, 2, impact now.
Like that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2, inbound.
I'm going down. It's up to you now.
Seconds remaining.
The monster bird is in our trap. We'll use a saturation attack. Wait for the signal. Strider 1, you got one on your back. Inform the coalition units. We're nearing 0 hour. 10 seconds until the united attack on the arsenal bird. Incoming! 5, 4, everybody, give this attack everything you've got. Open fire!
Shot out of the sky! Attack failed! Cruise missiles did not reach their target!
Damn monster!
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come.
That's something.
Hey, look at the arsenal bird.
Lasers!
Missiles are flaring at strike and marker.
Missile.
We can't train it! Evacuate!
Missile.
Crash is being heavily damaged by laser weapons. Report to captain aircraft controller melting. Deploy lifeboats!
HQ, we have a problem. The damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
That's a pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming. The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll slow the arsenal bird.
Fox 2.
Missile. Missile.
You've got a radar lock on you.
Look at that light from the arsenal bird.
Enemy has a radar lock on me.
It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the arsenal bird.
They took out Strider 1.
Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come.
That's something.
Hey, look at the arsenal bird.
Lasers!
This is a trash. It's drinking Larker. We can't train it. Evacuate!
Missile.
Flagship Starlink heavily damaged by laser weapons. We're just capturing aircraft controller melting. Deploy lifeboats!
HQ, we have a problem. The damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
That was some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll slow the arsenal bird.
Missile inbound! Evade! Bandits on me! Strider 1, hostile has a lock.
Look at that light from the arsenal bird.
Bandit has launched missile. Evade!
It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the arsenal bird.
That was cool. Without the AWACS, I would have been a goner.
Strider 1 is going down!
Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come.
That's something.
Hey, look at the arsenal bird.
Lasers!
This is a trash. It's drinking Larker. We can't train it. Evacuate!
Missile.
Flagship Starlink heavily damaged by laser weapons. We're just capturing aircraft controller melting. No blast! Deploy lifeboats!
HQ, we have a problem. The damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
Missile.
That was some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll slow the arsenal bird.
Missile inbound! Evade!
Missile. Missile.
The enemy's got a lock.
Missile.
Bandit on a friendly's tail.
Missile.
Look at that light from the arsenal bird.
Strider 1, missile! Keep your head down!
Missile.
It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the arsenal bird.
That was close. Without the AWACS, I would have been a goner.
Cosette, that's not the control room. Go through the airlock and get on the maintenance elevator. Head to the top of the windbreak. Do you think you can put on that pressurized suit by yourself? You'll never get it on over those frills.
I'm getting sick of that arrogant bastard. Seriously.
No good. The engine control room is gone.
Get order to the opposite
Get a radar room here.
Nothing phases this thing. How are we supposed to hit it?
Subpropellant confirmed destroyed.
All aircraft. We can no longer commence with a second saturation attack. All aircraft, separately engage in direct attacks.
HQ, it won't be easy to take down the arsenal bird with conventional weaponry. All the ace pilots in the world won't save us unless we have a plan.
Give us time. We'll see what we can do.
You're just thinking about it now?
Main propeller 1 confirmed stall. Good work, Trigger. Keep up the attack.
Radar lock on you. Cover any friendlies it's hit.
Zone 3, busted. Missile closing in on me.
It's readying its APS.
Damn it. I've taken some damage. One aircraft hit. No, two.
I can see a light bulb-shaped thing, but it isn't lit up. That's it. That's a location marker. Have it from there. Got it.
Is there something we can do? Just anything like this will get us all killed.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
Missed!
Locked on. You're mine.
When's that
have been stalled.
Remember, our target is the orbital bird. I've got a hostile material. Two UAVs off Strider
1. Strider 1 has destroyed a sub-propeller.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged. Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. Total 3 strike. The illusion pilot should know better than anybody that that's the right call. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing? Goes down to destroying the lieutenant's base. Say what? If we destroy the docking modules, the flight will break on the first word. That'll leave the lieutenant base vulnerable. Light it on fire and we can cook that bird. Theoretically, that may prove impossible even for an experienced pilot. That would be a trouble, but... Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot. Trigger, let's do this. Is he really that good of a pilot? I'd bet on it. Besides, if he thought it was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling!
Don't let its sheer size freak you out.
Everyone calm down. You want to get yourself killed? George! Tabloid! Get back here! I can't leave my car to die. Fine, fine! Get her, but be quick about it!
They knocked out Trigger! Dropping altitude fast. Wait, they're out!
The drones are acting crazy. Are you seeing this? The drones are falling one after another. They've completely lost control.
Sub-propeller confirmed destroyed.
Is this really thinking to be a human pilot?
Main propeller 1 confirmed stalled. Good run, Trigger. Keep up the attack. Both main propellers have been stalled.
You're too far out! You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged. Don't let the UAVs distract you. Arsenal Bird is our priority. Ground forces efforts will be for nothing. We have to take down the target by any means. I'll have the Strider 1. Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing? Remember, we're going to the orbital bird. It's down to destroying the lieutenant's base. Say what? If we destroy the docking modules, the plane will break on the first word. That'll leave the lieutenant base vulnerable. Light it on fire and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that may prove impossible even for an experienced pilot. That would be a trouble, but... Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot. Trigger, let's do this. Is he really that good of a pilot? I'd bet on it. Besides, if he thought it was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
size freak you out.
One docking module destroyed.
Great work!
Strider 1, I knew you could do it. Move out and destroy the rest.
Some people were crushed. But the kids have movement after a safe. He ran that distance with a girl in his hands. Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe? George and the girl were saved. They were saved. Both of them.
Docking module destroyed. One left.
Nicely done. This'll be a good story to tell my son. Enemy on your back.
Fox 2. Missile hit.
There's a hit on the laser cannon. Trigger's hammering it. Go, Trigger. Leave these chumps to us. It missed.
All aircraft, locate Strider 1's position.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Locked on, Bandit.
We got these things, no problem.
Enemy on your back.
Strider 1, target acquired. All targets have been destroyed. The supply unit is ready to fall off. You should be able to see direct tenor where the supply unit was. Destroy that, and even the mighty Arslan bird is sure to feel it.
Good luck.
Leave it to Trigger.
Don't let us down, Strider 1. Clear a path for Strider 1.
Leave the big fish to Trigger. We'll take down the UAVs.
We're counting on you. Let Strider 1 handle it. Try not to get his way.
Attack missed.
I've got a hostile material.
Gotcha, pal.
I'm on its back.
Enemy on your back.
Alongside a whale.
I can't shake him. Ready to fire.
If you die, go look after your family. Get behind 3 strikes.
I'm in position.
Missile away.
Strider 1 has crashed.
UAVs are dropping out. Crash. Wait, they're out.
The drones are acting crazy. Are you seeing this? The drones are falling one after another. They've completely lost control.
Up left is Strider 1. I've got a hostile material.
Both main propellers have been stalled.
Strider 1 is the only one that can be done.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Pulsed laser cannon destroyed. That drops the arsenal bird's threat level a little.
Missile. Missile.
Module destroyed. That's 2 of them.
Don't let yourself be distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
Is everything okay? Good. Some people were crushed. But the kid Tabloid went after a safe. He ran that distance with a girl in his hands. Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe? George and the girl were saved. They were saved.
Lockdown bandit.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Go, Trigger. Leave these chunks to us.
Ground forces efforts will be for jumping. We have to take down the target by any means.
They dodged it. I'm on its back. Fox 2.
Too close to those units coming. Remember, our target is the arsenal bird.
Even my canopy's icing up.
Drake 1, you're too close to Strider 1. Get out of the way.
Docking module destroyed. 1 left.
Nicely done. This'll be a good story to tell my son.
All targets have been destroyed. The supply unit is ready to fall off.
Good job.
You should be able to see the rectangle where the supply unit was. Destroy that, and even the mighty arsenal bird is sure to feel it.
Good luck.
Leave it to Trigger.
Don't let us down, Strider 1. Clear path for Strider 1.
Leave the big fish to Trigger. We'll take down the UAVs.
We're counting on you.
Lieutenant base unit confirmed destroyed.
Lancaster. Oh my god. The arsenal bird is on fire.
Trigger, break off. Arsenal bird is losing altitude rapidly.
Arsenal bird is down.
Lancaster, can you estimate the point of impact?
Don't worry, looks like it'll be open water.
It's burning from the inside.
All aircraft, avoid the target's path.
That's the last of the rooms. Even death. That thing is intimidating.
Everyone, can you see this? These people here were alive up until a few moments ago. My friend was here. Can you see this? This is just one of the many sides of war and what it does.
All Erusian soldiers around the space elevator. Surrender now. We will not attack. We can hold them off until support arrives. Our units surrender. You guys better not throw away your lives either.
Wait there, Princess. We'll get you down. Don't worry about me. Please just take care of the refugees. I'll parachute down. What?
Warning, incoming bogey.
Are those the drones we saw at that factory? I'm coming down. I'll see you on the ground. No, wait!
Enemy on my 6! Those guys are bad news. Trigger, boss, do something!
Strider 2, missile inbound! Cosette! What?
This isn't the time for that!
Cosette!
Avril, they're headed this way. Get the refugees to safety now.
Strider 2, you're hit. Are you alright?
Still breathing. I won't be flying much longer, though.
There's an Osean carrier a few kilometers to the west. It ran aground and was abandoned. It won't be easy, but it's the only place you got.
Trigger, escort your wingman. Let's get to that carrier. That's all we can do.
Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. You're too fast. Lower your speed. 3,000 meters to carrier. Raise your nose. Bank right. 1,500 meters to carrier. That's what I'm talking about, Trigger. Not one scratch. Well, we're okay for the moment. Now the real challenge begins. Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck...
I can't just snap my fingers and make a plane. Believe me, I wish I could. Right now, we needed one. Bad. When we were coming over on the boat, I remember seeing an aircraft carrier. That gave me an idea. The Admiral Anderson. The name of an old sailor. When the first drone started attacking, the ship wasn't ready for battle yet. It was still in the dock, getting all rigged up. So they rushed to get her ready. I know about Anderson. In the previous Osean War, he was the commander of a ship that sent out the last fleet of jets. They say the deck was sloping so bad as it sank, the last plane barely made it off. Those fighters ended the war. That story gives me a little bit of hope, especially at a time like this. We're all in the same boat, like it or not. If this war keeps going on like it is, it'll be the end of everything. The military loaded this thing to the rafters with planes. Some were fighters that were going to be delivered to bases in occupied territory. It was hit before it could complete the mission. Jackpot. The hangars were loaded with goodies. This Scrap Queen's got work to do.
Trigger, everyone, listen up. The operation was a success. Erusian defense forces have been neutralized, and all Arsenal birds are down. However, those 2 new drones buzzing around have royally screwed up our plans. The Osean and Erusian coalition's air forces are in a sorry state thanks to them. We might not even have any viable aircraft left. According to the Scrap Queen, the drones are trying to use the space elevator's transmission capabilities to send their data to drone manufacturing plants across the continent. They're trying to strengthen their numbers. What's worse, their data contains a depth of war experience, so the newer aircraft will be more tactically advanced. If that's the case, this war will never end. We need to take both drones down no matter what it takes. We'll do it so we have homes to go back to. Well, the Scrap Queen's on our side. She says she can make any aircraft fly. This is our final mission. Trigger, let's go. We've got a goddamn war to end.
Strider Squadron, takeoff prep complete.
This? Hey, can you hear me? That craft is in peak condition. I even buffed up the canopy for a nice shine, so you can really see the sky. Take care, Trigger. When you get back, let me know what you saw.
Let me see that. Trigger? Wish I could have flown with you. A dinged up plane and an injured pilot would only slow you down. I feel for him now.
Take care. Whatever happens, it ends here. The outcome's mostly up to him. So, this is the guy? Oh yeah. He's the one who took off just now.
Got quite a few Erusians with us.
Oseans are sticking around, too. I don't care what country anyone's from. What counts is knowing who the real enemy is. Right, guys?
Affirmative. And I think everybody here knows the score. We all know who to follow. Commence mission. All aircraft follow Trigger.
Roger that. Understood.
All right.
Understood. Roger.
The space elevator is able to broadcast and communicate. With the information infrastructure down, it's the only place capable of wide area data transmission. The drones are waiting for it to power up again.
Clever little bastards.
Goal leader to Lancaster. UAV is confirmed in direction of travel. Engaging the bandits.
All aircraft converge on Skull Squadron. Surround and shoot her down.
Strider 3, copy. Let's do it, Ocean.
UAV reacting. Damn, they're fast. All aircraft stay sharp. Intercept now.
A rocket bomb! And Goal 2, get out of there! This is Goal 2! I'm hit!
Salamander 3, Skull 2, lost. Damn it, that was quick.
I've never seen anyone fly this fast!
Friendly lost. Another confirmed down.
Damn it.
The UAVs are equipped with laser weaponry. Watch where their nose is pointing. Strider 1, missile away. In gun range.
Watch your tail. Step behind the control time.
Zone 3, busted. This is Zone 2, locked on enemy. He touched it.
Locked on.
Both drones are in attack position. Break now.
Damn it, it's breaking out.
Target acquired. Your plane will ice up if you stay in there too long. In gun range. Friendly lost. The Salamander. Rifle 3 has been shot down. We lost another one.
I can't break lock.
The plane's starting to ice up.
Enemy hit. Strider 1 got him.
There we go. One down. Target is losing altitude rapidly.
That enemy is flag smoke billowing from it. I saw it myself. Green strike is the real deal. 1 point left.
Zone 2, evade! Evade!
Just let me freeze.
Soul 2 lost. It's a good one, too.
Vito, damn it!
Attention all aircraft. Launch detected from UAV. They're small drones.
These guys have quite the bag of tricks.
Trigger can shoot him down. That means we can too.
Target was not struck.
Strider 3, can you take care of it for me?
Damn it, I can't break away.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
You're low on special weapons.
What are you doing to the sun? That's Eli's maneuver. We've broken the UAV's formation. This could be our chance.
I need to get away. Breaking.
The combat zone is moving over to Summit Tamura. Mission is still a go. Fox 2.
On my target's tail.
Trigger scored a hit, so what are you doing?
kill! Hell yeah! You finally did it! Way to shoot, Ace.
Look, it discarded its wings. What the? It's just like the UAV the Trigger shot down at Volgurarest. Is that the prototype that Wiseman was talking about?
Pursuing enemy.
We're on our way back from our 7th mission to the asteroid belt.
UAV is down. Radar signal is lost.
Our top aim, showing us how it's done.
That was definitely the most intense thing I've ever been in. I can't wait to tell my son about it.
The space elevator is just powered up. Looks like we made it in just the nick of time. Fortunately, you've prevented data that may have included Trigger's flying style from leaking. I've got a special bottle of wine for occasions like this. What do you say we open it?
Can you hear me? There's still one drone left.
Who the hell is that? More importantly, I thought Trigger destroyed all the drones.
It's thrown away its wings, yet it's still flying. Can anyone hear me? That aircraft needs to be taken care of.
She's right. I see something on the radar. The UAV is alive and kicking.
The UAV went into the undersea tunnel. That tunnel leads to the space elevator.
Trigger, you're gonna have to fly into the tunnel after the UAV.
Where's the escape vector?
There's enough space for him to turn beneath the elevator.
That's a suicide mission.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Strider 1 crashed.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data. You need to destroy it as fast as you can.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. I heard some static when the gate closed. Do you think the UAV is operating the gates? Well, there goes our only way out. I thought we were gonna pull this off after making it through that maze. Don't worry. I'll think of something. I'll find us a way out. No sign of the drone. Did it take another path? Doesn't matter. We know where it's going. We can catch it. Drone on your tail! Damn it! It got me. I'm hit. Shit. My wings seem fine, but I'm losing thrust. Is it my engine? Definitely feels like it's my engine. I'm fine. I can still fly. My rudder's acting up. It's hard to keep level. I'm not getting much thrust, but I'll be okay. Uh-oh, that's quite the problem. It appears I can't get any more thrust. Drone is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger. Is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger. That's right. We're going home. I thought of a way out of here. The space elevator. The windbreak is hollow, and there's no ceiling all the way up. Not sure if my bird can handle it, though. Fly! I know you can make it! I'll attempt a belly landing. Get out of here! Everyone's waiting for you!
Stall warning.
Into the middle column! That'll lead inside the windbreak! Trigger's down! Drone is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger! Drone is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger!
Stall warning. Stall warning.
It's down! Yeah, baby! Hey, I'm being serious here. That's right, we're going home. I thought of a way out of here. The space elevator. The windbreak is hollow, and there's no ceiling all the way up. Not sure if my bird can handle it, though. Fly! I know you can make it! I'll attempt a belly landing. Get out of here! Everyone's waiting for you!
Stall warning. Stall warning.
I wanted to wait until I had less fuel, but I have no choice. Attempting to land. I don't think my plane will make it. Anyway, here goes. Come on, baby, stay with me just a bit more.
Can you hear me?
Look, it's Trigger. Strider 1 has returned to radar.
They did it! That's our Trigger! He's a damn hero! No doubt, you're better than me.
Where's Strider 2? Damn it. Does anyone have eyes on Count?
Wish y'all could have seen that.
You damn fool. What's your position?
Watching Trigger climb. I guess it's my fate to watch from down below.
Yeah, well, we're all in the same boat there.
Yeah, well, I guess we are.
We're sending help. Give us your coordinates.
Directly under the space elevator. Elevation is minus 500 meters.
Minus? Hey, Trigger. You dumbass. Tell me something. What color's the sky up there?
We're on our way back from our 7-year mission to the asteroid belt. I can't tell you how proud I am to be the first to land at
Wait,
this
what was that
spaceport.
transmission?
This is Captain Kay Nagase of the spaceship Pilgrim 1. The ocean of stars in our galaxy is finally within our reach. To the pilot who generously gave this spaceship a place to dock, we are forever grateful. The universe lies ahead of us, waiting to be discovered. And now, at last, we have a gateway to ascend to it, over and over again.
It's all coming together for me. Today was the day, the moment of her return.
I salute the pilot who gave us all a future.
To skies unknown, the path to mankind's vast future remains standing, Granddad. The refugees built a settlement for themselves at the base of the space elevator. A humanitarian mission from Yuktovania airdropped some supplies for them again today. Thanks to the princess, the whole world was pitching in to help these people. Handing out the relief supplies would have been a perfect gig for that anarchist dude. But since he's dead now, the job went to the guy from Belka, George. I guess Tabloid got that new system he wanted in the end. Mihai's granddaughters are helping out too. Mihai. That cranky old geezer's here with us too.
I never wanted to create anything, and now here I am, clinging to life. Watching as my grandchildren and their generation make a new future for themselves and the world. Is this my punishment then? All I do is lie here, wasting away. I'll never know the freedom of flying the open skies ever again. I've been grounded, and my wings have been clipped.
You know what having peace in the world means? It's being able to die in your own bed at a ripe old age. Peace is what those girls are working so hard for here. We got a bunch more refugees today. And the princess? She's looking to the stars. dark blue, to the heavens and beyond.
Can you hear me?
Tu te souviens de nos fleurs préférées qui chantaient tout près de nous?